name is Shelby Bonnie, and I'm the host of the Innovator Series, sponsored by Technology for Obama. I'm here with Deepak Kamra, who is a partner at Canaan Ventures. Mm-hmm. And it's a great pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So Deepak has been responsible for funding some companies I think all of us know. So Match.com being one, DoubleClick, and SuccessFactors, all that have been incredibly successful. But you've had a storied career. So you're 20 years in the venture business. I thought it might be helpful just for background to maybe spend a bit of time on some of the things you've done at Canaan.
Okay. Actually, things I've done at Canaan. Well, I started out as an entrepreneur first. So I had a startup called Aspect Communications, which was 8 of us, and the company is now 2,000 people. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Where was that? Was that a California-based?
California-based. I actually started out born in India. I don't know how far back you want to go. So I'm an immigrant right off the boat. Spent 10 years in India. My parents moved to Canada for better education, better life, and then 10 years in Canada, and then I realized I wanted a career in business, and Canada was probably not the best place to be for that. So came here to do my master's in the US and managed to stay. So that's how I got here. But after my first job, which was at a company called Rome, and if you know Silicon Valley, that was an old storied company back in the 1980s that was acquired by IBM. And this is something that happens in Silicon Valley. The guys who had founded Rome and sold Rome decided to fund another startup with me in it. And that's how we got started in our startup Aspect. Down in San Jose is where we started.
And how long were you at Aspect?
5 years. So we took it from startup through the IPO. We did it the old-fashioned way. We grew the company and we got profitable in 6 quarters of profitability. And then we raised, I think, $25 million in the market. And that was a big IPO back then.
That's great.
Yeah. And the company's still going, as I said. Not many companies are still going after 25 years.
And was it at that point you made the switch to the venture side?
That's right, yeah. So I'd gotten to know a lot of the venture capitalists on the board, and to me that job sounded incredibly sexy. You get to work with a bunch of startups, a bunch of different entrepreneurs, get a lot of different stories, a lot of different exposures. So when I got the chance after the company went public, I took it and I joined Canaan Partners.
And so tell me a little bit about kind of what you do in your average day at Canaan.
Well, I start out on the golf course. And,
that's why people think.
That's why people think. Average day. Well, today my average day started at 7:30 a.m. with a 5-way conference call we do every Monday morning to our offices in India and Israel and New York and Connecticut. And we start early in the morning. And a typical day involves meeting with 3 or 4 different companies and deciding whether they make good investment opportunities. It might involve a board meeting at a company where we're already invested. It might be a meeting with a large corporation where we talk about how they can help some of our companies and vice versa. Then it ended with an interview because we're always recruiting for our companies. We're always trying to find good management. And that's where I was just before I came here.
So how many business plans do you think you guys look at for everyone you fund? Is there a rough ratio?
Well, okay, so we have probably 15 investment professionals, and each one probably sees 1 company a day. I've never done this math, but we can probably do it here as we go. So let's say 75 companies a week. Is that right? Wow. That's the math. Okay.
Right.
75 times 50, you do the math. So
right.
what, 4,000?
Yeah.
Is that about right?
37.
Yeah.
50.
And of those, we might invest in 30, 25 to 30. So what's that, 1%?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
That's historically been the ratio. And, we're not a huge fund. We're probably a mid-sized fund. Our last fund, $600 million, which we raised 6 months ago. So that's the kind of sifting through great ideas that we have to do. Mm-hmm. And so we get to see a lot of different patterns. What are people thinking? And it's interesting, people start thinking of the same things at the same time around the world. And it's kind of interesting to watch that phenomenon where somebody has an idea here, same one happens in New York, same one happens in Israel, same one happens in Europe, and you kind of have to figure out who's got the best one.
Fascinating. Well, I look forward to talking about that specific in the next segment if we could. It's been a great pleasure talking to you, so thank you.
Thank you.